Hello, everybody. My name is Shannon, and if you are new here, welcome. Please to hit the like, subscribe, and the notification bell so that you guys can know when I upload. So, we're gonna start off tonight's live with a nice little calm, soothing type of vibe just to get us in the mood for some important conversation and discussion tonight. So I hope you enjoy the little change in atmosphere tonight. As I want to say again, welcome to Naturally Candid with Shan, and we're up to have an interesting discussion tonight. But let's just wait until a few more persons have joined. Don't forget to hit the like in the meantime and subscribe if you haven't already. Share this live to your friends and let us have an amazing discussion tonight. All right, in the next minute or so, we will begin. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yes. Yeah. Should I sing? Should I sing to this? Should I sing? Should I sing to this? Hi, Natisha. Welcome, darling. Welcome, as usual. Thanks for being here. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. All right. Ooh. That really set the tone for tonight. That was amazing. I hope that this nice little energy gave you the feels to have a joy tonight. Now, as you know already, we are on the topic for discussion tonight. How to save for your first home and questions that you need to ask your mortgage providers. So I'm here to share that little bit of information with y'all from what I have garnered from my own market research. All right, so thank you so much for joining, guys. It's nice to see you here. It's nice to have you here. Welcome once more. And remember to share this live with your friends so they too can join in the conversation. And don't forget to like this live and join in on the conversation too. So Natisha says, wait, you have Armanishan. Sometime it there somewhere. Sometimes I have a little something. You understand me? Hi, Teacher Higgins. Thank you so much for joining the live tonight. Being that you're just joining the live, I'm not sure how much of the conversation you heard. So if you haven't already, don't forget to hit like on the live. Thank you so much as usual. And for those who are here on the live, could you just signify in the chat where you are from? If you're from Jamaica, tell me which parish you are from, and let us just interact on that basis. To begin with, just a little icebreaker before we start the live tonight. So please let me know in the chat where you are from. Let your girl know where you guys are located. You don't have to tell me the exact place that you live in or the exact place that you're from. You can tell me like a parish, or you can tell me like a country. I can do well with that too. So let's have that little icebreaker moment before we get into the meat of the matter. All right, let's see what's going on in the live chat in the meantime. Guys who are just joining, thank you so much for coming tonight. Don't forget to hit like on the live so that it can keep the algorithm going. All right, let's see. So Natisha says, Jamaica, St. Andrew. Hi, Natisha from St. Andrew. I'm from St. Catherine, by the way. I probably should have started that way to tell you guys that I am from St. Catherine, Jamaica. So shoot those locations to me. Tell me the parish that you're from, or probably the country that you're from, and let us just have that icebreaker moment, and then we'll get into the meat of the matter. All right. Let's see. Teacher Higgins says, I'm from St. Andrew. So we have two St. Andrew people here tonight. So where are my St. Catherine peeps? What are you gonna tell me? That St. Andrew taking over? What's going on? All right, so we have two Sinandra persons on the live tonight. Thank you so much, guys, for always being here. I look forward to more interesting and exciting conversations with you. So tonight, as always, we always come with something interesting for you guys to discuss, and as well as for me to share with you all. Now, in this time and era, we see wherein millennials are really going at it in terms of how their ambition is set up, their motivation to acquire certain things, their drive in general just to achieve greatness. And listen, I am so proud of all of you. It's not even funny. The fact that you have taken the time out to click this video, to watch this live, and to interact in the community tells me that you are one of those millennials that simply have your goals, and you've set out to acquire your home, or probably you're in the process of searching for a home. So home ownership is a big deal. It's a big deal for me, and I guess it's a big deal for you guys too. For those who are just joining the live, just a quick reminder to please hit the like on the live, and if you haven't subscribed to Naturally Candid with Shan, go ahead and do so. But I have some exciting and interesting things in store for you as it relates to my channel, as well as content creation and display and everything. Maybe for some of you, the OG people, you already realize that I'm doing a little bit of changes on my channel so far. I don't know how many of you have realized that or recognized that, but it continues from here, and I just have to spill the information and the excitement with you guys, because you are my OG supporters. You are the reason why I do what I do, and you are continuously giving me that energy and strength, and so I'm grateful. Back to the business. So I'm going to be sharing tonight with you some exciting ways to save for your first home, as well as questions that you need to ask your mortgage providers. So I made a few little notes, so you'd see me looking down and up a little bit just to explain certain things. I don't want to leave anything out, because I want to ensure that you prospective homeowners, have the relevant information that you need to have to own your home. Now, does anybody have any questions for me before we continue tonight? I'm giving you 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I don't see any as yet, but I guess as we progress through the conversation, I'll start to see some. Also, for those who are just joining, don't forget to hit like on the live. And if you are new here, my name is Shannon, and I would really love it if you are interested in this type of content that you subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for being such a good sport. All right, so the first thing I want to say in terms of acquiring your first home, or how to save, generally how to save to acquire your first home, is to do your market research. Now, I wouldn't advise anybody to just get up and save towards your house and you don't know what you're saving towards. So therefore, you need to do your market research. And in market research, I mean that you need to go on the market to look for the type of home that you want, and to see what price ranges they fall in. Say, for example, you are a first-time owner, so you're probably not looking for anything luxurious or anything too big. So you're probably looking for a 1-bedroom, or you're looking for a 2-bedroom house to purchase. So the first thing you need to do before you start even saving towards, say, a home purchase or home ownership, is to know exactly what you are working with. So you need to do your market research. I see Dwayne Bennett saying hi. Hi, Dwayne. Thank you so much for joining Naturally Candid. I don't know if you're new here, but I think it's the first time I'm seeing you on the live. So thank you so much for coming, and I hope that you enjoyed tonight's live. And if you enjoyed it enough, don't forget to hit like on the live, as well as subscribe. Hi, Shakir McQueen. Thank you so much for coming. All right. So, as I was saying, it's important for you to have a target, for you to have a goal when you are saving. And the first thing, or the first target I think that you need to have, especially when it comes to home ownership, is to figuring out what type of house you are looking to purchase. So, market research is very much important. You need to know what size house you want. You need to know how many bedrooms you want it to have. You need to understand what each house comes with. Like, what are the things that you're looking for? You need to know you want 2 kitchen, 2 bathroom, 2 bedroom house, 1 bathroom. You need to know all the specs of the house that you're looking for. So have a visual picture of what you want, then you go and do your research on the market to see what is available. When you see what is available, then you can very well know what the cost is like that you're working towards. Now, before we get a little bit more into that, I want to tell you where you can basically do your research. Research is important in today's society. Now, care when someone tell me that you don't want to read, it's important that you do read, because a lot of things that are important are in the fine prints, and the fine prints are usually in like newspapers or agreements or stuff like that. So it's important to read. So where you can do your research to find out what your market looks like is that you can buy, this is the traditional method, but it still works in today's society, and that is to buy the Jamaica Gleaner. And I'm speaking for the persons who are located in Jamaica. If you are located elsewhere, you can state it in the chat so I can know where you are from. And for those who are on this live, if you haven't as yet, I had done an icebreaker activity where I asked you guys to tell me where you are from. You don't have to tell me the exact location. If you're from Jamaica, you can tell me the parish that you're from. If you're from overseas, you can tell me the country that you're from. So it's just a little icebreaker activity. I want to get to know where my audience is from, and that would definitely help. If you're just joining the live, I see that a few of you have just joined the live. Please to hit like on the live, and if you're not subscribed to the channel yet, what you're waiting on, go ahead and subscribe. All right, moving right along. So as I was saying, there are some areas where you can do your research that will help you to know what your market looks like. And the old traditional way, it still works today, and I'm not gonna stop talking about it, is buying the Jamaica Gleaner. You can purchase the Jamaica Gleaner through the week, and you can purchase it on Sundays. When the Gleaner is posted as in during the week, I get the Gleaner cheaper. You get the Gleaner to purchase cheaper than if it be in the Sunday Gleaner. You have to pay more money for the Sunday Gleaner. But the beauty about purchasing the Gleaner during the week is that you get to see the houses on the market before others get to see them. The quicker you buy the Gleaner, the more opportunity or advantage you are at, because by the time it's posted in Sunday's Gleaner, some of the properties would have already been gone out of the Gleaner for the week, because persons would have seen it, would have been interested to purchase, and have called and, you know, probably share some information. But being that we want to be the first out of the blocks, it is important for us to get the Gleaner first. So I would advise that you purchase the Gleaner during the week, because 1, it is cheaper, and 2, the information that you need usually come during the week, and then what left on Sundays, right? So you want to be the first out of the block. You don't want to have a prospective property and then somebody else get to you know, contact the person for it before you. So if you're really serious about home ownership, do your research now. Buy a Gleaner. The Gleaner is also available online, where you can actually access the availabilities online. The Gleaner classifieds online to see what is on the market. But say for example there are some things that are missing online, you can have it in the physical copy. So nothing beats the physical copy. Another thing is you can check out the different housing sites. That's if you're looking to buy scheme units or units that are just going to be posted are just going to be released for the year. You can look at the different housing sites like the Housing Agency of Jamaica, the National Housing Trust, as everybody would have rightfully known, Gore Homes, and there are many other developers out there, but these are the 3 major developers that you can check out to see what the houses are like on the market. Usually the private entities that list houses on the market usually list them based on the prices of the NHT, so it usually is in the same price range as those of the NHT. For those who are just joining, thank you so much. I see that some of you are just joining. Thank you. We are on the topic how you can save for your first home and questions you should ask your mortgage providers. Please to hit the like on the live if you are interested in that type of content. Thank you so much. All right, so I see some questions here, and I am going to look at them quickly. Dwayne Bennett says, What can you tell me about the Colbert Manor development? I'm really interested in that development. All right, so Dwayne, I can tell you that there were some applications going on, but I don't know what has become of it yet. I don't know the updates just yet, but I do know that the developers would have been what's their name again? What you can do is to contact the developers, and I think the developers, I'm going to double check because I don't want to give you wrong information, so I'm going to double check and post it in the chat section here. Jody and Simpson says Bennett. All right, so the Colbert Manor is still going for applications. You can call the developers and double check just to get a little bit of information. So after this live, I just want to double check for the developer's name and then get back to you. I don't want to give any wrong information. CM says, good night, Naturally Candid and subscribers. I was at Kayla's live and it went over time because the housing discussion was off the hook as usual. Awesome, CM. It's good to know that, and thank you so much for joining over here. And don't forget to hit like on the live now that you are here. All right, so we're going to just add to the housing discussion that you probably just came from, and we're now talking about how to save for your first home and questions you should ask your mortgage provider. Ricardo Grant, hello, thank you so much for being here. Don't forget to hit like on the live. So we say that the first thing that you need to do when you're thinking about purchasing your first time home is to do your research, and we spoke about some places that you could go. Just to recap for those who are just joining, you can use the Jamaica Gleaner, and you can also use online sites, and you can also check out the pages of the developers to know the housing market and what is there for you guys to access. Now, I did do a couple vlogs on my channel about all of these, are pretty much what I could capture in my reach, so you can check those out as well when you are through. All right, so the first thing is to do the research. The second thing is you need to have a down payment. Now, a lot of people don't understand that when you're purchasing homes, it is not just the cost of the homes that you will have to pay for. You will have to pay for more than that. So while the cost is this, you still have to put an additional money like your deposits or your down payment. It's the same thing. So you'll need to have your deposit or your down payment. Your deposit would usually be like 10% to 20% of the price of the house, right? So you know for one down pat that, hey, if I go buy a house like today and I need it now, I know that I'm going to need to have a deposit, and you know how much the deposit usually ranges to. So I normally advise people that if you're going to be saving towards the deposit for your home and you're not going to borrow any loan, because we're not talking about loan over here, I'm not loan oriented, so I don't normally like to talk about loans, but I know that for some you'll have to get mortgages, right? Because it's not like we just earn $10 million and pick it off for one tree or something, so you know you have to go get a mortgage. But at least you know that you need to have a 10 to 20% deposit. So I would advise people to go for the bigger figure, which is 20%. Suppose you see another house on the market that you are interested in, and their 10% would have been the 20% that you would have been saving, huh? So think about it. I always tell people, use the bigger figure. So you know that the deposit cost is 10 to 20%. Save the 20% of the house that you would have found on the market, or the price range that you would have seen based on the research that you would have done. Save 20% of that. Listen guys, a house is always an asset, especially when it is located in certain types of location. You cannot lose from them. You understand me? So I just advise people to get it as young as you can, because another point for information, I didn't have it here to discuss in tonight's live, but while I'm talking about it now, I'm remembering based on what I'm talking. While you are young, you get to a cheaper mortgage. So the sooner you purchase your home, it is the better for you. So say you are looking for a home now, and if you don't know if you're supposed to get it now, wonder if I shall take up the house? No. Wonder if I shall take house put on my head? No. Yes, the answer is yes. Get it as soon as you can, because the younger you are is the cheaper your mortgage. All right. For those who there were some persons who messaged me on Instagram to ask me if there are any ways that they can purchase the house on their own. Yes, there is. It's of course, getting a mortgage from the NHT is 10 times as hard to get it as an individual, right? You're not going to get the full amount to cover the full house cost. So it's like they're encouraging people to have joint mortgages, right? And make it hard for single people to purchase a house, right? But yes, you can purchase as a single person, but what you need to do is to probably get your benefit from the NHT and get another mortgage provider to pool with the NHT's fund or resource that they're giving to you to be able to purchase the full cost of the home that you want. So some of those places that you can go to for an additional mortgage is the Jamaica National Bank, and you can also go to VMBS. Those are the two I know about, and for teachers I know about the JTA. So those are the three I know about, one for teachers and two for the general public. So if you are a single person interested to purchase a home and you just don't see it feasible because the NHT is only giving you 6.5 million, well, there is hope, honey. There is hope. You can get the other portion from another bank such as Jamaica National and VMBS and the JTA. I hope that was helpful for somebody who would have been asking that question. I get that question a lot in my DMs, so I just decided to put that out there in the live tonight. For those who are just joining, thank you so much for coming. I appreciate you so much. Please to hit the like on the live, and don't forget to share your nuggets. Anything I leave out, you can always state it in the chat section so that we can go ahead and discuss. All right, the next thing is, so I talk about doing the research because I'm following the line of argument here. So I talk about doing the research. Vanessa White says, hi sweetie, I hope I'm not late. Hi Vanessa, thank you so much for coming. You are not too late at all. As a matter of fact, you're just in time to add your nuggets to the conversation. All right, so we talk about doing the research, and guys, let me just go ahead and say this. All this information that I'm sharing with you is information that I have also sought for myself. As you know, I am interested in home ownership for investment property. So all of this that you hear me talking about are things that I've researched and is going through the process with myself. I see another statement here. CM says VMBS has the highest mortgage rate, so try find other institutions like banks and JMB, etc., etc. All right, CM, no, you might say that, but some persons might feel more secured using VMBS. But I can say for one that JN is a very good banking institution as well in terms of lending. But I am also looking at the JTA. As you know, I am an educator by profession, so I'm looking at those two for now. But like CM said, he has shared to this conversation that VMBS has the highest interest or mortgage rate. I for one did not look into VMBS because I know the options for me that are probably more lucrative, which would have been JN or JT. But I'm just throwing it out there that you guys can get mortgage loans from other institutions. And I see CM added JMB here. I didn't know that JMB did mortgage loans, but JMB is doing so much these days. I mean, like, that's my OG bank over there. But yes, you can, based on what CM is saying, you can also check out JMB. So that's an addition to the list. All right, so you need to do your market research. That's one. And then you need to have your down payment, and your down payment is usually 10 to 20% of the house that you are looking to purchase. Guys, remember, I can't stress it enough that you need to do the research in terms of finding out what the market price is like so you can know what to save towards. So what we're basically doing is to put out or highlight a plan of action for you to get your house in the quickest manner possible. For those who are just joining, thank you so much. Don't forget to hit the like. It's good for the algorithm. All right, so let's talk about number 3 now. Number 3, you need to speak with a licensed financial advisor. Now, these persons can tell you what investments you can do to make your money grow a little bit faster, because you and I know that the traditional way of saving money is just not going to cut it. Like, you're not going to reach anywhere quickly. So you basically need to be putting that money that you're going to be saving towards your house in an investment fund. Now the investment funds may vary, and they may vary towards your risk tolerance. So if you are an aggressive investor, if you are a moderate investor, or if you are a conservative investor, I always tell people that I'm moderate. If you are too conservative, then it's just a little bit different from your regular savings account. If you're aggressive, then you know if you're going to win, you're going to win big, but if you're going to lose, you're going to lose big too. And if you are a moderate, you're pretty much just in between the two. And I think I am that type of person. I'm not treading too carefully, but I'm treading carefully, if you get what I'm saying. So I think I myself is a moderate investor. But I'm not telling any of you to chop off your neck and go and go throw all of your money in investment. No. I always preach to people that, hey, you need to have your money into different entities. Do not put your money into one entity. What if something might happen to that bank? What are they going to do? Go down with all your money in it? You don't want that. So split the money into different entities, different institutions. So like I was saying, I kind of came off a topic just now just to put that information in, but I hope you guys understood what I said, right? So the third thing is to speak with the licensed financial advisor, hear what they have in store, hear what plans they have in store for you, tell them what your goal is. You want to own the house by so and so, and they will devise a plan for you and to tell you which investments you can put it in. Now I'm going to list a few investments that are options. They are not limited to, and you don't have to take these investment suggestions, but I'm just listing a few. You can probably ask your financial advisor about them too, and they will be able to delve into it even a little bit more for you guys. So some of those that I know about, and I'm sharing that with you, is the certificate of deposit. I know about fixed deposits. I know about stocks and bonds. I know about regular savings, as I was saying earlier, and equity accounts. Now, let's put them into the category of where they fall, like aggressive, moderate, or conservative. So for conservative, you know, they won't yield much profits, but they are sure, and that would be like a savings account, or yeah, that would just be like a savings account or a fixed deposit, because you know that money will be there. All right, but say for the moderate investments now, those would be like an equity account, or they would be like bonds account, right? So those would be like moderate. But you see, the aggressive accounts, that is like stocks and yeah, that's like stocks, guys. If you do not understand the basis of buying and selling of stocks, then stick to the equity account, where the company that you invest in will do all that trading for you. You won't have to be on the chart. It would be done by the bank for you. All right, I know that Sagicor does have a good equity account, and I know that JMB also does have a good equity account. I use both entities because, like I said, do not keep your money in one account, so I split the money between the two, and sometimes for other entities as well, because my mad like that when I keep money one place, right? So you can do the same, and you can inquire about these different accounts that I'm talking about as it relates to the equity accounts. They are conservative, but they're a little bit surer, you know, and they'll yield much more than a regular savings account. So check those out for your saving towards your home, because you know we're trying to get houses in 2021 and beyond. We're not trying to be homeless here. All right, so being that you're a millennial, or even if you're not a millennial but you're just very much interested in home ownership, I hope that these tips are helpful to you. I did my research on them. I'm going through the process, so as I go along, I'm just sharing them with y'all. For those who are just joining the live, don't forget to hit the like on the live. It's very good for the algorithm, and I thank you so much for being here as well. So let's look at the fourth thing. Now we talk about, so just to recap for those who are just joining, we talk about doing your research on the market. That's one. Two, we talk about having your down payment. So the first thing you're going to save towards is your down payment, and your down payment is usually 10% to 20% of the cost of the house that you are looking to purchase. 3, you need to speak with a licensed financial advisor as to know the way forward to purchasing this house, or to put down the money to be able to purchase this house. And I did mention to you a few accounts that you can use that will yield some good profits towards your payments on your home. And then 4, now we're at the 4th one, and that is to have discipline. Now, in everything, consistency and discipline will of course reap the greater reward. You can't just have the goal out there and just have it sitting there and expect it to just come into fruition. No, you will need to have discipline. You will need to know what your target is, and you have to just set your mind to it. Let me just make it clear for you. The home ownership process is nothing simple. As a matter of fact, it is very challenging, and it will challenge you many of times that you wonder, do I really need to get this house right now? I'm just so frustrated of the entire process. So that is where the discipline will need to come in, especially for those who do not have automated payments to your savings account for the purpose of your home ownership. If you do not have it automated, you are going to be tested and tried even more than the person who has automated the payments. So for me, I always advise people again, for those who know that they're not very good at being disciplined, you need to set up a system of automation. That means that the money will be deducted from your salary before it reaches into your hand for you to spend it. I would advise that. Now, for those who are not able to do salary deductions, what you can do is to set up a standing order at your bank of choice. I know that NCB provides that. They have a system in place called the standing order. They do charge a fee, so you can inquire about that fee when you go there if you are interested in setting up different automations for your savings. You can check out the fee that comes with the standing order. But if you really and truly know that you are not good at being disciplined enough to carry the money to the bank and put it in the account, set up a system of automation. Because let me say this as well to you, that you need to be consistent in your payments in order to reach your goal when you want to reach your goal. All right, I see Natisha said speaking truth. Natisha, I strive to speak nothing but the truth because I know that there are persons, based on the DMs that I've been getting, I know that there are persons who struggle with keeping money. So when the money reaches into your hand, you have a plan for it and you just never quite get to materialize the plan that you have for that money because it's spent out so fast. And if I know one thing about money, I know that money disappears fast. So for me, I set up a system of automation for all the money that I'm putting down. So all of that gone out of my account before me even could have think about budgeting it, right? And it helps too with forgetting that the money is in a particular place, because it gone out of your account so fast you sometimes don't even remember, right? And then you get a statement in your email, and that's when you realize that, oh, I'm saving towards this entity. Oh, I never remember saving towards that. Oh, and then by the time you know, or by the time you look, the compounded effect has provided so much capital that you didn't even realize that you were putting down so much money. For those who are just joining, just a reminder to please hit the like on this live. Thank you so much for being here. So the fourth one is discipline. You have to be disciplined and consistent in your payments towards your savings account that will help yield the money that you need for your home purchase. All right, the next one I have here is that you need to have a savings goal. You can't just be putting down money. Well, you can, but then it wouldn't make any sense, right? Because when you want to use it, you'll just pretty much use it for anything. But you need to have a savings goal. You need to know what you are putting down the money for. Whether it be, what is happening with this fly? The fly wants information too. But whether it be that you want to, say for example, put down the deposit money, at least you know you can have an account where, hey, you're saying this account, I'm putting down the deposit money for my home purchase. So you need to have a goal. You can't just put the money down in thin air and expect it to be doing what you want it to do. You have to put it there for a reason and tell it what you want it to do. So you want the money for your own purchase, you know you need to have the deposit of 10 to 20%. Start there, so you can go to the financial advisor and tell them that you need to have your deposit for your home purchase. And bear in mind, guys, that there are other fees associated with home ownership, like your closing costs. Right, so not only will you need to be saving your deposit, but you also need to save your closing cost. And for some entities, they do have other fees, but say for example you're a person who will be using a realtor and a lawyer, you have to put those fees in there as well. So you're going to need to save towards lawyer fee, you're going to need to save to realtor fee, you're going to need to save for the deposit, you're going to need to save for the closing cost. Home ownership is very expensive, and you don't want to end up halfway through the process and not able to finish it because you're short of money. So you want to make sure that you have developed the discipline and you have put your saving goals into place, and you are able to just start the process of home ownership. All right, so those are the tips that I had for you in terms of how you can save to earn your first home. So let's do a bit of a recap before we get into the questions. The first thing I said was that you need to do a market research. Just recapping for those who are just joining. You need to do a market research. You need to know what the prices are like on the market for the particular home that you are interested in purchasing. Anybody else think that they need to do a market research? Let me know in the chat, because I don't want it to be that you're not putting this information out there and you're like in your head, really, what I need for research for, right? So if you believe that it's important for you to do a market research, state it in the chat and let's see what y'all thinking about. Alright, so you need to do your market research so you can know the cost on the market. That's the first thing. Second thing, you need to know what your down payment will be like. So based on the market research, you will pretty much have an idea of what your down payment will be like, being that it should be 10 to 20%. For those who are just joining, thank you so much. Don't forget to hit like on the live and hit the subscription button if you haven't subscribed as yet. So I see a question, or a statement rather, by Beauty by Rush. I need another home. Hi, Rush. Rush, who said she need another home. I know that Rochelle recently acquired hers. Congratulations, honey. And being that you need another one, I'm guessing you need it for like an investment property. No problem. If you use the NHT benefits, sweetie, then you know that there are other banking institutions that you'll be able to get a mortgage loan from, as I was saying earlier in the live, like JN, JMMB, as CM would have rightfully said. And you have Victoria Mutual Building Society, and you also have the JTA. I know that you are an educator by profession, so you might want to check out the JTA. So for those who have purchased a home already, thank you so much for saying that statement, Rochelle. It gives light to other persons. So if you have already purchased a home before and you are interested in purchasing another home, then you can look into getting the mortgages from other banking or lending institutions such as JN, Victoria Building Society, or JT, or other. I heard about JMMB. I'm not sure about it, but I heard about it. So you can check out those options as well. For those who are just joining, thank you so much. Please to hit the like on the live. So I'm just doing a recap for you who are just joining. So we're at number 1, do the research. 2, have your down payment, which is a 10 to 20% of the cost of the home. 3, speak with a licensed financial advisor, because they normally have different, what would I call it? They normally have different packages or different savings targets or programs that you guys can join, and it will help you to yield a good sum of money at a particular time that you have set for yourself in your savings goal. All right, so speak with a licensed financial advisor. Beauty Rush, you are most welcome, honey. Number 3, you need to know that there are different options than your regular savings, because for some reasons Jamaicans, based on the questions I get and the people who I might talk to, are very much comfortable with just saving, because we know that saving is sure. But I need to point out something important to you guys. When you save, remember you're competing. The money that you're putting down is competing against inflation, and every time inflation goes up, you lose money in your regular savings account. So that is no longer, that's a traditional way, that is a thing of the past. You're not gaining anything. So you need to just make sure that you put these monies in investment, so you can yield a greater sum of money. Those who are just joining, please hit the like on the live. Thank you so much. All right, I see a statement from Natisha, so I'm going to read that. I'm going to go ahead and pause and read that. So Natisha says, I have a plan. Save a certain percent for the next 4 to 5 years with JMMB stocks to purchase another home, because like you, I don't want to borrow loans every time, because as I get older, I don't want to be in debt. Exactly. I don't encourage debt, but in the case of a mortgage, if you're going to do mortgage for investment or even mortgage for your personal home ownership, it is a plus. That's probably the only loan I would like to say, because everybody knows that cars are liabilities. I took out a car loan, but I have a plan of paying off that car loan. So it's not as burdensome as it would have been for probably most. But to know that, I don't like loans, period. I don't like loans. So what you said here, Natisha, I completely agree. Once you have your savings goal, you will know exactly what you need to have. You know how to put it down, and you know how long you need to put it down for. Thank you so much, guys, for joining. Those who are just joining the live, don't forget to hit like on the live. It's good for the algorithm. All right, so Kayla said, hi, Kayla, fellow YouTuber who pretty much talks about similar content as I do, girl power, girl strength over here. Thank you for joining, sweetie. She said, hey, Naturally Candid, I made it tonight. Yes, you made it, darling. Thank you for coming. CM says, welcome, Kayla, better late than never. I know, right, CM? So she's very much welcomed over here. Natisha says, we were comfortable with just savings because we were taught that first in school, but we need to change our thinking now and encourage children to be entrepreneurs or start businesses. Wow, that is such an interesting point, because that's another thing that I feel hurt about this, because I am trying to understand why people are still teaching children how to save. There are so many portfolios and so many different avenues out there now for persons to be putting down money and investing. I don't like the word savings, just rub me wrong. Like, the only thing I probably would save for is my emergency fund, because you know that you need to have that as sure money. So that's the only thing I have in the bank, like I can say I'll put this down for savings. Everything else would have been investment, because savings, you're competing against the inflation rate, which you pretty much will lose. Right? Because based on what is going on, the inflation keeps going up. So your money in your regular savings account keep on losing. Right? So I don't encourage anybody to stick to the regular savings unless you're putting down your emergency fund. Then fine, you save towards that and invest the rest of money. As long as you have an emergency fund put down, you're good right there. So then you can start thinking about investments. As it relates to entrepreneurs, teaching children how to be entrepreneurs and starting their own business. Now, I am kind of iffy on that one, and I say that for this reason. Of course, I think that people need to teach people how to be entrepreneurs, but the reality of it is, I don't believe that everybody was made to be entrepreneurs. Right? I don't believe that. But for those who are not made to be entrepreneurs, we need to teach them how to invest money. So when they get the money, wherever they earn it from, we teach them how to invest it. And we need to teach our children that one stream of income won't cut it anymore. I don't know why the system is still teaching the children, oh, go to school, get a good education, come up with so and so amount of subjects so you can go to a good university. And when they go to a good university, you come out and get a good job. Please. We already see and know that that system is failing and failing miserably. So if you are a person with a child, as a parent, please to teach your child that they need to have multiple streams of income. And the beauty about today's society is that they can start making money from now. So you don't have to wait until you're 18 years of age anymore, because guess what? Hello, sister internet came into being and has provided so many opportunities. You can earn on every sphere. YouTube is one of them. So if you have a child, I encourage you to just try to invest in their creativity and let them start making money. That will help you as the parents, and that will help the society, because they learn to come into their own before it gets too late. Alright, so let's see. I see a lot of comments going on here, so I need to go and check them out and read a little bit. So let me see. Beauty by Rush says, Natisha, totally agree. Didn't know about entrepreneurship growing up. I was just taught how to earn and education, get married, have kids, earn a home and a car. Listen to me. I think that is something that everybody was taught. When I was going to school, me need for just hurry up and get my nice degree, get a good education, get a nice job, get a car. And so they caught me. They caught me in the rat race, right? So I ended up being in the rat race. But for how long? I am now more knowledgeable about certain things. So you see, a lot of our minds, or a lot of our thinking about money, came from what we grew up seeing and came from what we learned from our parents. Now, if you are one of those persons who you've gotten a negative connotation about money, then you probably need to switch that and start investing in yourself and investing in your financial literacy. I see that now more than ever, a lot of persons are investing in financial literacy, because COVID-19, if it didn't give you a wake-up call, honey, then we don't know what's going for you. But financial literacy, especially now, is very much important, because you don't want to be losing money, especially at this time. I know that a lot of us were taught and brainwashed into the rat race system, but that is not the way to go. Many of us now who are living the rat race is seeing that this is not life. We're not really living, and so it's important for us to develop different streams of income. I have shared 2 videos on my channel speaking about how you can earn money online and how you can build your own side hustles and all of those things. You can go and check them out. Some of them I've done, some of them I haven't even started, but I heard from other persons around me in my space who are doing these things and are doing an incredible job at them. So I shared them with you. You can look into the list. Is a whole heap of them and choose the one that you probably want to try. Alright, for those who are just joining the live, thank you so much. You can go ahead and hit the like on the live, and if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, no wait no longer, make sure you go do that and come back. Alright, so let's see some other talks in the chat. Kayla K. Keen says, yes, you can't save to buy a house. You definitely have to invest. Definitely. Especially if you know that you only have one source of income. You can't just put down the money, say you're going to save it to buy the house. You have to put it somewhere that will have high yield. And I mentioned some of them earlier on. For those who are just joining, let me just repeat for your sake. I did mention some of the high yield investments that you can get money from. There are some, they're in categories. So it would have been like the conservative, moderate, and the aggressive. Conservative would have been like equity accounts or regular savings. We don't want that. Or you can have what's the next one I said? I think fixed deposits. So that's conservative. Now the moderate one would be like having equity accounts, where the bank that you have invested the money in, you literally just carry your money to them and they do the rest. Now, if you see that you're a type of person who you can't stay on the financial markets right through and you just don't understand anything about it, the bank is there to guide you for equity accounts. You can simply just take your money to them, and they are the ones now who disperse your money into these different funds and gain the profits for you. That is what I would advise those who don't like to take a lot of risks to do, to get your money in equity accounts. Listen to me, the traditional old-time saving days is a thing of the past. Like I said, if it's not your emergency fund, then you need to take the money and do something else with it so you can get more money. Savings is a thing of the past. You save for your emergency fund, put it there, and invest the rest of money. All right. Thank you so much, Kayla, for adding your gem. That was truly appreciated. Natisha, exactly, Beauty Rush. I think, okay, yeah, Beauty Rush said kids are taught to work and get good education. Caron, welcome to the live. Thank you so much. CM VMBS interest rate is now 6.95%. See there? CM, you hear that? It's now 6.95%. Thank you so much for sharing, Caron. Thank you. That shows me that Caron is looking into home ownership too. Awesome. All right. Natisha says, we told of the 3H. House, husband, and Honda. Me never get the 3H, but me get the house and the husband. Me not sure about the Honda thing. And like Shan says, we all can't be entrepreneurs. But if you have a passion and work hard at it, right? And if you look into it now, people's skills are paying them more than even a regular 9 to 5 that you literally paid millions of dollars to go to university for go study. For most persons, not all, but for those who went to university, know. So when you go to university, you spend millions of dollars just to get one little piece of paper to show you that you're qualified. And when you finish, you probably don't even get a job in the area that you studied for. You probably end up, because I know a lot of persons who pay so many millions of dollars, end up have to spend that money in studies and then only get a call center job to do. Like, that is not encouraging. When you could have taken that money, put it down and save towards your house. Not true. But then again, then once the employment records and everything, so the system just set up to just push people to just be frustrated and tired. But there are ways around the system. That's why we are having this discussion tonight. All right. Dwayne says, I don't like loan. That's why I save. I don't like loans either, Dwayne. That's why I save and invest. So I don't want you to just have savings in your mind alone, but I want you to have investments in your mind as well. As a matter of fact, as soon as you save the emergency fund, go and go invest, because the moment you start investing today, then you will reap the rewards later. The sooner you start investing, the better it is for you. All right. Thanks for that, Dwayne. Caron says, Dwayne used up loan. Use the sum of your cash to invest and spend your money. Very well, just as I said. Rich persons don't use their cash. They go to the bank and take out loan and make double the amount. Alright, let me go ahead and say that now though. The thing is about some rich persons, like I said, it depends on the type of investor you are. Now, rich people, some of them are very aggressive. So they will take people's money, spend the cash, make a profit off it, and go back and pay back the people's money full. Right? So they take people, in that sense, that's what they would have done. They would have had that capacity to do so. But for a regular man, I wouldn't encourage them to start that way. I would encourage them to go and get the information, learn about the system first, and then they can delve into the aggressive side of things. Because that Caron is a very aggressive method of investment, and that is to borrow loans from the bank. Remember, investment is not 100% sure, like all the time is going to be great. For some moments, investment will tank, and if you do not have the capital to suffice for if the investments tank, then I wouldn't advise that method. But if you know that you are able to, sometimes you have to take a risk, and I'm a risk taker. But if you know that you are not, I would not advise that method for you. But I'm a risk taker, so me like the idea there. But for some persons who are not risk takers, and you know you don't have the capital to brush you in the case of you losing all the money you borrowed, then I wouldn't advise that method for you. All right. Additionally, let's talk about loans, being that Caron mentioned it. So I want to say something quickly about that. We are now going into a cashless society because of technology, the improvements of technology. And what I do realize is the banks are now asking for your credit reports. They are now doing credit checks on people before they actually give them loans. So it's, we normally say that in Jamaica, sometimes we model the things of the United States. No, believe me when I tell you, that is where it is moving to. That is where it is moving to. Credit score, in order to be able to purchase certain things, checking your credit score to see what is going on with your credit history and stuff like that, in order for them to even grant you a loan. So you want to make sure, let me just give you the information before it becomes a big thing. You want to make sure that you have a good credit history, so that in the future, when things now become fully reliant on your credit history, you're not in a bad place. So let me just go ahead and put that out there for you, because that's exactly where it's going to right now. So I want you, my NC family, to get first-hand information so you don't end up into the mess that will be happening. For those who are just joining the live, thank you so much. Please hit like on the live, and if you haven't subscribed to the channel as yet, don't wait no longer, go and go subscribe. Alright, so let me drink like a water first, because I'm very thirsty. Okay. So let's look at, I think Dwayne sent something. I don't want to miss anybody, so I'm trying to go up into the chat to see if I'm missing anything. Right, so Dwayne said, big up to my mom that opened a savings account for me from age 10. Look at me now, ready to purchase my house. Dwayne, you are one of the lucky ones. And let me tell you, me always tell myself that from my child is born, I'm going to put down a savings account for the child, and not even savings but an investment account. You get me? Because that reap more interest on my money. So from you have your child, I would encourage you, if you don't have your children as yet, from the pitney bond, put on something for them in investment, so that by the time they're age 18, you have them university money or whatever area that they want to venture into. If them want go into skills training or stuff, you have that money put down for them. At this time, no profession is looked down at, or no job is looked down at, because guess what? Persons who are being paid from their skills are earning so much more money than persons who gradually got a 9-to-5 job to do. So I would say that let's encourage everybody, because you just never know. Hi guys, we're just joining. Thank you so much for joining. You are not too late at all, because we're just throwing out some gems that will help you into your own purchasing decision. Please hit the like on the live if you're interested in this type of content, and if you're not subscribed to the channel yet, go ahead and subscribe. Thank you so much for coming. All right, I see that Natisha also says, though we need for meet your mother, and because she's very rare. Natisha says, as you get older, you don't want to run too much risk with your cash caron. That is also true, because as you get older, you do not have enough time to really cap it, just in case you miss it. But at the end of the day, Natisha, if you don't take risks, how will you know the big benefits or rewards that you may reap? So, you know, it's a two-sided thing. It all comes down to the type of investor that you are. Find out what type of investor you are, and then go ahead and invest accordingly. If you are, as I was saying, a conservative, then you know you go for the simpler approaches. If you are a moderate investor, then you know you go for the in-between. And if you are an aggressive, go for the big guns, and you go borrow people money and invest and just hope it come back to you. Now let me tell you something that why that can be a disadvantage, and you have to be careful of that method. I don't know if you guys remember the old Cash Plus saga in Jamaica, when the Cash Plus came out, and you know everybody got so excited. At this point, me never know nothing about money, you know, but I know about the saga. Now I understand what really took place. But I don't know if you remember the Cash Plus saga, and you know the whole excitement. You put money in Cash Plus and you end up get big money, and it became a whole talk of the town till a lot of people invested their money. As a matter of fact, a lot of people pulled out their money from different places that they had it in that was safe and secure, you know, and go put it in Cash Plus. Now the whole Cash Plus thing shut down, locked down, and guess what? People lose money left, right, and center. Some people borrowed loans to invest in Cash Plus, and guess what happened? Those loans were still there to be paid after Cash Plus lockdown. So that is another thing that you guys need to understand, that you need to understand investments before you take a risk approach or an aggressive approach to investing, because you don't want to end up in a situation where you borrow people's money and you end up lose the money. Because remember me, hey, if me put money in a cash, I had a ball today. Guys who are just joining the live, thank you so much for joining, and don't forget to hit like on the live. If you are new here, my name is Shannon. Don't forget to also subscribe and share out the live, guys. Share out the live with your friends. All right, so let's continue with the discussion. So Dwayne says, amen, Natisha. Dwayne also says, once I have the live cash, live money, talk about the live money. Dwayne says, once I have the live cash, I'm not going to borrow. Worst, I'm self-employed. Exactly, Dwayne. And we all know that being a self-employed individual means that you have to be extra cautious of how you're spending, because self-employed is somewhat, if I don't know if any of you read the Robert Kiyosaki book, The Business of the 21st Century, with the 4 quadrants. So you have the E and the S side, and you have the I and the B side. So the I and the B side. So the E side would be employment and self-employed, and the I side and B side would be investment and big businesses. Now, if you really look at it, being self-employed is also being employed, right? It comes under the same thing. The only difference is that you are working for yourself. Still come like a 9-to-5 job, sometimes even more than a 9-to-5, like a 24 hours a day job, because guess what? You are the person who have to run everything, right? So it's still over that side. So we know that it still has the same type of volatility as being self-employed. So Karen, you sound like you understand the thing, so I'm not worried about you. Alright, let's see some other comments. I'm trying to not miss anybody, guys, so that's why I'm scrolling to see if I'm missing anybody. Alright, yeah. So Karen says, in this life, if you want to make it, you have to take risk. I am sure a lot of these business persons went out and took risk. Saving towards things take time, and so the value of money depreciates. Exactly what I was saying earlier. When you want to really make money or make profit on something, you have to learn how to take risk. Your risk appetite has to at least be a little bit opened in order to get the profit that you need. And if you know that the type of investment you're looking for is something that can yield short-term rewards, you definitely need to invest. And so when it comes down to home ownership, I would advise that after you put down your emergency fund, that you invest the rest of money and call that investment towards home ownership. Because if you really want to get into a house and get into a house now, the regular savings not going to cut it, and we all see how inflation is moving. Your money will depreciate in value over time. Putting your money into a regular savings account is losing money. You are losing money because the inflation keeps going up, and when the inflation keeps going up, your money keeps going down. So you want to invest more than you save. Just make sure that you save your emergency fund. I can't speak that enough. I did a video on how to create an emergency fund for those who don't know what that is. So after this live, you can go ahead and check that out. Create an emergency fund first, and then you think about different investment avenues. As I mentioned here in one of the tips, in order to save for your own home ownership, is to make sure that you speak to a licensed financial advisor to see the way forward. Let them know your goals towards your savings, so that they can devise a specific plan towards that goal that you hope to achieve. Alright, make sure Shandy tell you know. Alright, let's look at the other comments. Teacher Higgins says, Cash Plus was terrible. Can I tell you, a lot of people lost money on Cash Plus. Guys, we're just joining the live. Just a small little tidbit of reminder. Please hit the like on the live. And if you haven't already, wanna wait pan, go subscribe to the channel too, and share this content with your friends. Karen says, laugh out loud, NCB mash up Cash Plus. Da da dee. Da da da. Now we can mix me, Karen. Romario Hewitt says, just reach, I'm late. Romario, you know what? Better late than never. So I appreciate you being here. Thank you, sweetie pie. Natisha says, true, Karen. Natisha, don't make Karen mix you. Alright. The Art Speaks says, yes, read the book. I guess it's the business of the 21st century that you were talking about. Very good book, very interesting read for those who are millennials, who are very interested in, making money. A good place to start is Rich Dad Poor Dad or The Business of the 21st Century. Trust me, very good books to read, especially if you are a starter in finances or financial literacy. So Caron says, savings account is crazy. Invest in a mutual fund or purchase shares. Caron, let me tell you something. Savings get crazier by the day. Just the thought of putting down money in savings just sound crazier by the day, because we see what COVID-19 has done and we see the adverse effects that it does have on our savings and on even the valuation of the Jamaican dollar. The Jamaican dollar is on a slippery slope right now. So if you are saving, another tip that I want to put out there before I even go further, guys, start to look into ways that you can earn for US dollars. Start to look ways you can earn US dollars and start to save in US dollars as well, because we see where the Jamaican dollar is going. Hopefully it will get better from here. But for all my NC family, I just put it out there to Uno know, because I want Uno get information early. And that is, I would advise you guys to start looking into earning US dollars. So look at different methods that you can take to earn US dollars, and look at different methods that you can also take to invest in US dollars. Alright guys? Remember, say Shandy tell you no. Alright, so let us look at Caron. Your savings is crazy. Invest in a mutual fund or purchase shares. Let's talk about that, Caron. I don't want to just put it out there for you guys to just save in mutual funds or invest in shares, because to the layman, they probably won't even understand what you're talking about. So before you venture into these areas, especially investing in shares, learn about it, research about it, speak to your financial advisor and get some information about it. You don't want to just jump into buying stocks. When I was just starting out in investment, because me say me want the money and me want the money now, me they just kind of just jumping at things. I'ma buy some random stocks and buy some things because me hear them about the place. Luckily for me, I was buying shares into companies that are actually lucrative companies. So I am in profit now for stocks that I bought 2 years ago or 1 year ago, right? And I don't check it every day. I just leave it there to grow, because if you know that you bought, for me, I purchased growth stocks and I didn't even know, right? And for some, I did purchase some quick profit stocks, but I never even know. I purchased income stocks I didn't know, right, at the time. But now that I have a little bit more information on this, I am able to make informed decisions. So you need to know that you need to get information, learn about these things, research about them before you tank into them. Because while some persons will say do this, do that, I am not going to say that. I'm going to say get the information first and then jump into investment. Save your emergency first and then you jump to investment. Guys, if you don't know how to create an emergency fund, I did a video on that. Check that after the live. But create an emergency fund first and then go full on into investment. But before you go full on into investment, learn about it first. Please, I want you to say yourself the stress, and I don't want him to make the mistake that I made. My mistakes were uninformed, but I'm now informed and I've been making much better decisions. So please to do your research. All right, so Dwayne Bennett says, oh, before I go to Dwayne, Caron says, Shan, how you like the Silverstone estate results? Well, Caron, let's just say it is for the persons who truly deserve it. I'm going to leave it at that. I'm going to leave it at the fact that it is for the persons who God saw fit to truly reward with this opportunity. Alright? Alright, teacher again says, I save in US excellent. You can't lose. And as we see that US over the years has been climbing, it's trending in the highs. So once you're saving in US now, you're basically saving in profit. I don't like I tell you, I only save my emergency fund in Jamaican dollars because you and I, excuse me, see that it's not going anywhere. So I only save in the emergency fund in Jamaican dollars. Dwayne says she opened the saving account, but me put the money in there. Big her up same way, because guess what? She took the initiative for open the savings account for you, and everybody know for do that for them kids. Once you put the money in there, what she did was to teach you responsibility, and you sure learned responsibility in your finances early. So that was a very good step. Kudos to mama. If you could have tell me her name, let me just give her the big shout out and then make her watch the live after, you know. Yeah, for those who are just joining the live, thank you so much. You are not too late, better late than never. Please to hit like on the live, and if you're not subscribed to Naturally Candid yet, if this is content that you like, don't forget to subscribe. Mwah, love you so much. All right, so let's look at the next one. Teacher S. Higgins says, but would love to invest in US dollars. Now there are numerous opportunities to invest in US dollars. I am now scouting out some of them. I don't want to give you the information. No, I'm not 100% sure because I don't share anything that I'm not sure about. So I don't want to give you the information yet. I'm not 100% sure. I'm still in the process of researching them. So until I am through researching them, then I'll share them with you. I did mention a few jobs though that you can do and earn US dollars, and those were mentioned in my videos. How to earn money online. Living in Jamaica 2020, that was last year, and I recently uploaded another one that spoke about 12 side hustles with a bonus one that you can do in Jamaica. So after you're finished, if you're interested in earning US dollars, you're interested in doing jobs online to earn US dollars, you can check out those two videos as well. All right, Shelly's Corner. Hey lady NC. Hi Shelly, welcome honey, thank you for joining. Caron says best to buy in companies that are building and in the news about growth and expansion of their business. Very well, Caron. That is very well said. Buy companies, and those would be like the growth stocks. Buy companies that you know are building, so that when you invest in them now or today, tomorrow they're worth a pretty penny. But you need to, before you do that, is to look into the prospectus to see who their leaders are. You need to know what products they're offering or service that they're offering. Is it something that 20 years from now will be beneficial? You need to know all this information before you invest in these companies. Now, if you invest in a company that has growth potential in the coming years, and you have invested and you don't see how that is coming into fruition now, leave it same way, because you bought it as a growth stock. You didn't buy it as an income stock to generate income for you now. What I do know for sure is that over time, these companies that are growth companies, you will definitely reap rewards from them. All right, so don't get too icy-ticey if you're going to buy growth stock. If you're going to buy growth stock, leave them, let them run. Over time, you will see the reward. Trust me. I'm if I tell you. All right. So that's very good information, Caron. Main market shares like Grace, NCB are long-term shares. Junior market is more for short-term. Very well said. Main market shares like Grace. Look into Grace, guys, because guess what? Grace expensive, you know, and NCB expensive too. But they started small, and look at where they are now. When I got introduced to Grace was at $60. Grace wasn't at $60, no. Grace was at 40 something dollar, then it got to $60, and I think it's at 100 and something now. Same thing for NCB. When I got introduced to the concept of buying and selling of stocks, they were low, but I didn't understand. I didn't understand at the time how to purchase, you know, how to purchase and sell stocks and stuff. So I paid for financial literacy. So I got a little bit better over time. But me now, because I don't have the time to be watching the market right through, I buy growth stocks. And those stocks usually they're long-term investments. I don't buy them now and expect the rewards today. I buy them now and expect the rewards tomorrow. And what I usually do is to buy the growth stocks that also have the dividend component to it. So while I'm in that stock purchase, I'm in the share and I have the share and it's there working for me over time, I'm at least getting a little chums to help top up the account in the meantime, right? For those who are just joining the live, thank you so much for joining. We're discussing how you can save towards earning your first home, and we're going to also go into the questions that you need to ask your mortgage provider soon, but we'll get over the money part a little bit first and then we get into that. If you are interested in this type of content, don't forget to hit like on the live, and if you don't subscribe as you wanna wait pan, go and go subscribe and come back. All right, so let's look at the continuation. Junior market is more for short term. Very well said, Keron. And not just the fact that junior market is for just short term, because there are some junior market stocks that over time after being developed can become growth stocks. So you can look into, if you're looking for short term purchases, I normally look for penny stocks. When they move a little bit up, I just sell them, wait till them drop back down again, and buy it there so again, go up again, sell them, and the process continues. But for a routine like that, you have to literally be watching the market, right? And like I said, buying and selling of stocks is an aggressive approach to investment. If you find that you are good at taking risk and you like the aggressiveness of the stock market, or if you even don't like the aggressiveness of the stock market, practice on it, all right? And make sure that the money that you are investing is money that you are willing to lose. Right, that's an important point that I need to mention to you guys. Make sure that the money that you are investing is money that you are willing to lose, and that is why I say save for your emergency fund first, and then you can move into the investments after. All right, Vanessa says, girl, my Sagicor equity fund, aka my shock fund, helped me tremendously during this pandemic. Exactly. Listen, something like here when my NC family talk, right? Vanessa said her shock fund, or her Sagicor equity fund, aka her shock fund, helped her in this pandemic. So you see, you don't normally know what you're sometimes putting down these things for, but they end up come out as beneficial towards you in the long run. So start invest today. Once you put on an emergency fund, start to invest. All right, for those who are just joining the live, thank you so much. Please hit the like on this live, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much, and join in the conversation. All right, Vanessa also says, when I started investing with Sagicor, I didn't understand what an equity policy was, but I'm so happy I started 3 years ago. Now, of course, I'm now more knowledgeable about investment, etc. Exactly. And you know, in all honesty, Vanessa, we all have to start somewhere, and we are going to make a lot of mistakes before we really perfect the art of understanding these things. So you've started 3 years ago, you've seen where you've become beneficial, you've seen where you're reaping the rewards now, and guess what, it's good that you did that. Continue doing that. And for those who haven't started as yet, put on the emergency fund and get started now. Thank me later. All right, Teacher Higgins says, okay, yes, I'm all for online earning. All right, Teacher Higgins, then you know what to do. After this live, go and check out my videos on ways you can earn money online and how you can develop side hustles during this pandemic. Natisha says, Diamond trading has done very well years now that they have even expanded internationally. You know, Natisha, never looked into diamond trading for some reason. Like, it just never grabbed my attention. But one thing let me just share a personal experience with you. Now, in that experimental phase of investing, I did buy shares. At the time, I bought it at IPO price. That is initial public offering. I bought shares in, what's the name of a company again? Cygnus. That time Cygnus was just coming out, and I got it at IPO price. Now, what had happened was, because I never understand the whole thing about investments and buying and selling stocks as yet, I just say when I buy this share and it come out for like a month or so, the price of the share tanked. Right? Some you know me get panicky now because I say, look here, me buy this share for lose. I don't have the money to lose. Cause I like losing, I don't like lose money. God believe you me. Right? So when I saw that the share tanked, I was like, what my brother did buy this for? Because what I do buy it for me just lose off right now. And then guess what? You see when I look on that share what they must say my heart hurt me because after me sell out my share in a loss, I sold it in a loss because me I say this not gonna work. What me I doing at this? I sold it at a loss. A ball when I see the price go up, man. I cried, but guess what? That was a learning experience for me. I just decided to share that personal experience. So for you who are going through the same thing, you know that you're not the only one. Just be patient and trust the process of investment. You will reap the reward when you come down to it later. Alright, thank you Natisha for sharing that. Teacher again says, how much money is best to invest? No, there is not a best money to invest. Right? It all goes down to you as the investor. What are you willing to invest? I cannot tell you, oh, the best money to invest is this, because when it comes on to investment, it's very dynamic and it changes over time. So there's really not a particular amount that is best to invest, but what you need to do is to understand what you want from investment. Once you can understand what you want from investment, then you'll know by speaking with your financial advisor and liaising with them about the different strategies and the different offerings that they have, you'll know exactly what to start with after that. Alright, so I won't give you an exact figure as what is best for you, but you can start by figuring out what you want to put the money down for, and then speak with your financial advisor, and then you guys go through the process. You will know exactly where to start from there. Trust me. Alright, so I don't see anybody say anything else yet, so I guess I can move on from here. Anybody else want to talk on it? It look like I need to have a life for investment, because my sister, everybody over here wants to talk about investments, right? We talk about the investment part. Oh, you can save faster to get your house. And my sister, the conversation go right into investment. So I probably should have another live about investments. Thank you so much for sharing your nuggets. For those who are just joining, just a little reminder again, please hit the like on the live. It's very good for the algorithm, and if you find this information helpful, share it with your friends to know, so that them can just find it helpful too. You don't want you alone up at the top and leave them behind. Carry your friends with you. Hold on there 1 second, let me drink some water. I'm thirsty. Alright, much better. Now, I think it's safe to say that we can move on to the questions that you need to ask your mortgage providers. Now, when I was looking into the different mortgage providers, I really and truly did not know what questions to ask. So I did some research, and I put together some questions that I found was very helpful to ask in my journey. So I'm sharing those with you. They are not limited to, but they are just some few important questions that is important for you to ask your mortgage provider. So the first question is, how much can I qualify for to get a loan for a mortgage? Now, usually for the NHD, they normally have a pre-qualification letter that will tell you how much you're qualified for and the period of time that you'll have to repay that loan. I know that there are other lending institutions that also have pre-qualification letters that states pretty much the same information, right? So you need to ask the mortgagers or the lending institutions how much money you are qualified for. Usually this ranges based on your age and the amount you're getting for your pay. So you will need to have that information readily available for the mortgagers to see and assess in order to give you a figure that you would be responsible to pay for, right? So you'll need like a pay slip as evidence of employment or evidence of income. Or say for example you're a self-employed person, you will need to have your banking statements showing money going throughout your accounts regularly to prove that, hey, I am receiving a source of income from X and X business, and you'd probably need your business certificate and so on and so forth. Alright, so these are information to just for the mortgage institutions to tell you what you are qualified for and what your payback will be and how long it will be for. All right, so you'll need to ask that question. The next question you'll need to ask is, what is the loan process like, and what document will I have to submit? I already tell you one of the documents that you'd have to submit, but it's important to ask your loan officer that question, as they usually have, it varies based on the mortgage providers. So you need to ask that question, what the process is like, so you can prepare your mind to have all these things available in order to show these mortgages. Hi, for those who are just joining the live, I see that some of you are popping in. Please hit the like on the live. We are talking about questions that you need to ask your mortgage providers when purchasing a home or when researching to purchase a home. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel as yet, please to do so. And I just also want to let you know that I am Shannon. All right, so the question you need to ask, the second one would have been to ask what the loan process is like. There's no harm in asking. You learn from asking questions. So when it comes on to you and spending your money and purchasing your home, you need to ask as many questions as possible that will make you become clear as to the process that you'll need to take. For those who are interested in purchasing home on the open market, you can also check out my video after this with how to purchase a home on the open market. That has some really good information in there too, because like myself, I'm looking for a house on the open market for investment purposes. So if you are like that, you can also check out that video as well when you're through watching this. Now, the first question for those who are just joining, just to recap a bit, is how much you are qualified for. So usually the mortgager will give you a pre-qualification letter to state how much you can get and how long you would have to pay for it and what your payment per month would be like. For the second question is, what is the loan process like, and what document will you need to submit? That's an important question to ask your mortgage provider. That way you'll be clear as to the process that you will be taking towards home ownership. Third question, what are the terms of the loan? Hello, what are the terms of the loan? Some mortgage providers would tell you all the nice things about the loan, but they never tell you what the catch is. So you need to ask them clearly to state what are the terms of the loan. When I get this loan, what would be some of the repercussions of having the loan? What will I need to pay back to the institution? What are the processes like for me to pay back to the institution? Are there any additional fees that I'd have to pay? What are the penalties if I don't pay on time? All of this you need to ask your mortgage provider. What are the terms of your loan? You need to be clear on this so you can make an informed decision on which loan to take. All right, the next question, and this is the final one for the night. Like I said, it's not limited to, but based on my research, I coined a few of them to put into tonight's live to share with y'all. All right, so the next question that you need to ask is, what fees will I be required to pay, such as the closing costs? So you need to understand from the mortgage provider what fees you need to pay. Some of them have processing fees, some of them have some registration fees, and some whole host of other different fees. You need to know all the fees. That way you'll be able to save towards them so you don't have any holdups in your home ownership process. Now, of my questions to ask your mortgage providers. So for tonight's live, we talked about how to save to get your first home, and then we also talk about questions to ask your mortgage provider. I do see a statement here, so I'm going to read it first before I close off for tonight. And it says, Caron says, terms of loan is important. That's why don't focus only on interest rate. Let me tell you, Caron, you always come with good stars for me just giving you more information. So let me talk about interest rate before me even read the rest of what Caron said. Yes, when it comes on to your interest rate, I usually tell people, I don't look for interest rates, I don't look for interest rates. I look for the terms of the loan. Because say for example, I have a loan that is paying on the reducing balance. That means I can pay additional money on the principal and that loan done faster. So me not care about the interest rate, because they will set the interest rate for how long they want you to pay for the loan. But you don't have to pay for the loan or them tell you to pay for the loan. You can pay additional money on that loan and cut the time for yourself, especially if it is a loan that is paying on the reducing reducing balance. You can clear your loan fast by putting additional money than what they stipulate for you to pay per month. So as Keron said about the interest rate, that's not the important part. I just had to put that part in there for those who didn't know. You can pay extra dollars and clear your loan faster, especially if it's a loan that is paying on the reducing balance. Don't watch the interest rate. They're going to just put the interest rate for how long they want you to pay. But you can get rid of them faster than how you get them. Alright, so don't watch that. I mean, interest rates is important, but there are ways around the system. Alright, so let me continue with what Keron said. Because some banks will advertise interest rate promotion, but that rate only lasts for like 10 years and then it's increased. Exactly, trickery. So that's why you need to ask for the terms of the loan so you can know clearly what is what. Keron also said, find out if there should be a decrease in interest rate if you will qualify for that decrease. Keron, as you mentioned this, I did mention that in a previous video that I did, and I on same home ownership, I did it on a live. I think I did it was how to own a home in Jamaica or something, or one of the live like that. But I did mention that every single year, ask your mortgage provider if there's a decrease in the interest rate and how you can benefit from that. Because if you don't, they're not just going to get up and say, oh, you qualified for a decrease in interest rate. No, some people are not going to be able to get that opportunity. They're not going to tell you all the time. So you will need to do your question and asking sections. So you need to ask them every single year if you have received a mortgage, especially from the NHD. Go there every single year and ask them if there has been a decrease in the interest rate and how you can gain from it. I'm glad that Keron mentioned it in this video too, but I mentioned it in a prior video. It can't be too much to repeat it, okay? So listen, you can, sometimes when the interest rates are lowered, they don't inform you, so you will have to keep abreast of this, because of course they're going to want you to pay more. So every single year, once you have received a mortgage or any loan institution at all and the interest rate has dropped, ask them every single year how you can benefit from that interest rate decrease. All right. Teacher again says, yes, get rid of that loan very fast though. I don't like loans. I don't encourage people to take loans. But if you have to, you don't have to follow the procedures that they tell you to follow in order to repay. Guys who are just joining the live, thank you so much. Go ahead and hit that like on the live. And if you're not subscribed, you wanna wait pan. If you like content like this, go and subscribe. We have a very booming community over here that is very keen on talking about finances, financial literacy, home ownership, all of them things there. So if you like them nice and there, go and subscribe and come back. Alright, CM says, you also need to ask your mortgage company if there is a penalty for paying off the mortgage early than the agreed number of years. And CM, usually there are, right? Usually there are, but one of the penalties is that they'll no longer provide what I call it, they no longer provide insurance for the house that you have, right? So they'll no longer provide that. That's one of the penalties. But when it concerns that, what you can do is, if you have insurance for your own personal self, you can attach that to your own purchase, so it would decrease the amount of money that you'd have to pay, and you can also benefit from you attaching your own insurance. So when you finish clear off the loan, it won't affect you because you have your own insurance on it, so your house is still insured. So that's one of the penalties they normally have. But yes, that's a very important question to ask. You don't have to ask them questions here, because if you don't ask, they're not just going to tell you out front like that. That's why I decided to have that component here on the channel as well. So I'm really grateful for these gems that my NC gang is sharing. Thank you, CM, for that. Vanessa says, yes, focus on the terms of the loan, because some banks will charge additional cost, early termination fee if you pay off too early, because remember, they want to keep you paying. That's their way of earning money. So they're going to find every way, shape, or form to rob you. Alright, so you need to ask for the terms because you're going to have fees to close the loan. I just realized the other day too that in my savings account with First Global, I don't know how many of you on here have a First Global account and you don't notice as yet, but I'm going to go ahead and share it with you. First Global now is charging for us to deposit money into the bank. Remember, I'm telling you now, this is a savings account. Now, First Global is charging me to put my money in their institution, that they're going to take my money and reinvest to get more money on. They might charge me for carry my money, come give them. So you see, these are some things that you guys need to ask, because once you ask and know these things, you'll know where to go from here. So it's very important to know the terms of the loans or the terms of anything that you're doing, right? So you know that you get full money's worth from any of these transactions. So Vanessa also says, yes girl, you're hitting the nail on the head. Then Vanessa, may I talk from experience, girl. May I talk from experience. So I just want to share this with y'all so that you don't make the same mistake. Alright. Karen says, that's why building societies normally is the best place to go for a mortgage. Less fees, and normally the mortgage is on the reducing balance method. And listen, that's like the holy grail of loans, the reducing balance method. I don't know very much about the building society, Caron, because I wasn't really looking in depth into VMBS especially. I was more looking at JN and the NHD and JTA, of which JTA is a credit union. Credit unions are also good for this service, but we as educators get special preferences using the JTA. So I wasn't really looking or delving deeply into VMBS, but I heard about that. But any bank that is, if you're going to take a loan, it's good to take one that pays on the reducing balance. That way you will be able to pay off your loan. For your money that you're paying, you can put it directly towards your principal, so the loan comes down faster. Now let me just highlight this as well. There are some loans that every single day interest is added to the loan, whether it's $100 by the time the end of the month comes, that $100 is $4,000 or more, right? And we don't want a loan where I take out them the money that out of our pocket like that. So it's best to have a loan on the reducing balance method, because it would give you the opportunity to pay towards your principal loan, so you can see the money coming down faster. And that's why all the time I tell people SLB is not such a bad loan after all, because it pays on the reducing balance, which means that you don't have to pay according to the interest rate that they have set out for you to pay, but you can pay more on the principal and finish the loan faster. Alright, let's see what the others are saying. Caron says, oh yes, that's the building. Yeah. So teacher again says early termination fee. Yes, teacher against early termination fee, because I don't want you to stop paying. Caron says JN is good because it operates under the building society scheme. VMBS and JN is the top mortgage provider. Definitely, that much I know, which is why in my videos when I'm talking about mortgage providers, I normally talk about VMBS, JN and JTA, because their interest rates and their services are very much better than the majority of them that are on the market. No. Vanessa says, I just need to leave saying this. There is nothing as bad as a loan. Can I tell you, Vanessa? Can I tell you? But to be honest with you, there's also some type of good in loans. It helps you to afford the things that you want now without spending your actual cash. So when you take a loan, at least you know you can keep your cash liquidified just in the case of any little emergencies. So that's the only good thing about it. But if you know that you cannot afford the loan, do not take it out, all right? Because what you're going to do is to put yourself in debt. And it's similar thing that goes for the credit card. If you cannot afford a credit card, do not take out one, because if you know you're a spendthrift and if you see the credit card here, so you go and spend off it every single second, don't take out one. All right, it's not advised at all. Teacher again says, the way how I ate SLB, you telling me not bad makes me want no more loans. It really isn't that bad when you look at it, because it pays on the reducing balance. Once you pay more than what the SLB is telling you to pay, and you go into the SLB and you're telling me you want to pay towards the principal loan, trust me, your loan will be paid so much faster. When I see that full payment on my receipt, I can tell you, nothing feels so good, me I tell you. Nothing never feels so good, because it's not good to have loans over your head, because whatever you have the loan on means that you do not own it. The company that you borrowed the loan from is the company that you're enslaved to, right? So I don't like loans because I don't like being slave to anybody, right? That's neo-colonialism right there. But if you have a loan that is on the reducing balance, there's a way to go around the system, and that is to pay extra money on your principal account. All right. Vanessa says, once you attach an income asset to it, it's not bad. That's another pro to some of them, but sometimes the income asset is not even enough. As when it comes down to the loan, is not even enough. But for some loans, I am aware that there are some loans that provides a car insurance component as well as a compulsory savings component. So whenever your car wants, say for example you take a car loan and it's time now for your car to be reinsured, your loan that you're paying back will have a little savings component that will go towards that. And I am also aware that there are some car loans that provides insurance just in the case of any emergencies. So some of them are good and some of them have their pros, but for me, I don't like to stay in loans too long. So what I would do is to ensure that I pay extra dollars. I always make sure and listen, this is another trick. They're going to come to you. What I realize with some car loans now, they have extended the time to 5 years. But what you can do, if they for 5 years are giving you a big sum of money that you need to pay over the period of time, tell them you don't have it, and what is the farthest way they can stretch the loan for you. Not saying that whatever they stretch the loan to, that's what you're going to pay to, but you can ask them to stretch the loan for you, so you'll have enough money at the end of the month to pay an additional portion on the loan, so that you will be able to have more profit. You can pay off the loan faster, because when them come with them hike up money that you need to pay per month to finish in 5 years, you can ask them to stretch out the loan so you pay less per month, and you have the opportunity to put more money on that to pay off the loan faster, especially if it is a loan that is paying on the reducing balance. You have to know how to outsmart the system that tries to outsmart you. Guys who are just joining the live, thank you so much for coming. Please hit like on the live. We're having such an interesting discussion here, and though we're at the end, you can also always go back and rewatch the live and see what you have missed. Some interesting gems were shared here tonight, and you don't want to miss out on them. So even though you might late, go back and go check them out when you finish. All right, let's look at what Caron says. Also, don't be afraid to negotiate the fees associated with the loan. That's exactly what I was saying, Caron. So even though they tell you that you need to pay this per month towards a loan that will take you approximately 5 years, negotiate with them. Ask them, can this loan be stretched a little bit further, please? And let me tell you something too. When it comes down to interest rates, don't watch that, because they calculate the interest rates based on the term of the loan that they will be giving to you. So if it's 5 years that they're going to give you the loan, they'll be able to decrease the interest rate. But it would be the same thing as if they give you the loan for 8 years and increase the interest rate. So it's still a win-win situation. Don't make them trick you. Alright? So if you can afford to pay it back when the loan is stretched out and you put an additional amount on it, do that and outsmart the system that tries to outsmart you. As Caron would have rightfully termed it, don't be afraid to negotiate the fees associated with your loan. Usually they can do better with your fees, so negotiate. Don't take what they say for it, negotiate. Okay? All right. Dwayne also says, I pay $1,000 at the teller when I deposit money. JN Bank. What do you pay that $1,000 for, Dwayne? Kind of give us a bit of clarification on that. Dwayne says, I pay $1,000 at the teller when I deposit money. JN Bank. kind of give us a bit of clarification on that. I don't want to assume what you mean by that, so just give us a little clarification in the chat section. Guys who are just joining, in the meantime, I want to thank you guys so much for joining the live here. We basically discussed how you can save towards attaining your first home, and we also discussed questions that you can ask your mortgage providers so that you can be very much equipped to purchasing your home. And you know what? Call yourself Big Bad Home Owner. And we have also shared many gems on investments. And we have also been sharing many gems on earning money online. And also loans. So we have gone into such a full-on conversation tonight. And I can say that it was very fruitful. I know that it's not just fruitful for me, but it was also fruitful for the persons who have joined in on the talk tonight. So those who are just coming, you are not so late. Have no fear. This video will be posted on my YouTube page, so whatever you missed, you can always go back and watch it. A lot of gems were shared here tonight, and you do not want to miss any of these gems. Alright, I don't see Dwayne stating what he meant by I pay $1,000 at the teller when I deposit money at JN Bank. I don't want to respond to that as though I am making an assumption. I want to be sure as to what Dwayne was saying as it regards to that. CM says, NC, I think maybe that's the charge for him to use the teller inside JN Bank. Really? JN charges? I've never had that experience of JM charging me. The only time JN would charge is usually when going to the teller on a Saturday. They charge for transactions on Saturdays. But I am not aware of any transaction charges at the teller during the week. So that's new to me. If that's the case, I really need to know, because I want to know what I'm up for or what my fellow NC family is up for. We don't want no additional charges in 2021. We've had enough. I see that some persons are just joining. Thank you so much for coming. As I was sharing earlier, you are not too late, because this video will be posted after for you guys to peruse and watch and get your interesting content from. We've talked about a lot tonight. We've had this fruitful discussion, and I am just so full. I don't know about any of you, my NC family, but I'm sure that this discussion has helped a lot of us and has given a lot of us some clear insights to a lot of things that are happening on the market, both home ownership and investment wise. So I want to thank you guys. I don't see Dwayne coming out, but I guess Dwayne can basically share his explanation in the chat section after this video has been posted. I don't know if he wants to do that, but you can go ahead and do that. Guys, I am also asking you guys to follow me on my socials. I am on Instagram as Shan_inspire, and I'm also on TikTok, because those are the socials that I'm using currently, as naturally_candid. And I do have a business page, NC_collections JA. So please follow me on my socials. I would really appreciate it. I'm going to repeat it again. On my Instagram, my personal page, Shan_inspire. On my business page, NC_collections JA, and on my TikTok, naturally_candid. And guys who are just joining, don't forget to hit the like on the live. It's very good for the algorithm. Now I'm going to stop here for tonight. I know that some of you have work in the morning. It's now 9:46, and I know that some of you have work in the morning, and you know what, I am sure that you learned so much. If you learned something here tonight, put a thumbs up in the chat section. Put the thumbs up in the chat section so I can see if my NC family got anything valuable tonight on the live. As you see, CM shared something. At BNS, they charge you to use the teller inside the bank, but if you use the ATM to do the same transaction, it's free or much cheaper. Banks trying to get you to utilize ATM instead of inside the bank. And you know, for some reason, First Global is the opposite, because they're charging you to use the ATM. Scotia is doing the same thing, charging you to use the ATM so that you can get inside the bank. And they know that you don't want to go inside the bank, so they charge you at the ATM so that they can get that money. Right? So there are a lot of persons who are just not wanting to go to the inside the bank, so they're charging at the ATMs. No, I know for one, First Global is now charging me to use the ATM. All right. For those who are just joining, thank you so much. Don't forget to hit the like on the live. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Appreciate all of you. Now, if you have learned something here tonight on Naturally Candid, I want to see thumbs up in the chat. Shoot me some thumbs up in the chat and let me know if you have garnered some nuggets here. For those who are just joining, don't worry about it. This video will be posted on my YouTube channel. You can go back and watch it. A lot of gems, as I was stating, was shared here tonight, and you don't want to miss them. So when the video is posted on my YouTube, you can check them out. If you learned some, just shoot me a thumbs up. And also, one more favor that I'm asking of you, please let me know where you are from. You can state your parish that you are from, or if you're not from Jamaica, you can state the country that you're from. I know that I have some international supporters on here, and I want to know if you are here on the live tonight. So shoot those thumbs up if you learned something, and let me know where you're coming from. I want to see all of them. I want to see them. I want to see them. I don't see any thumbs up yet. Wait, and I learn anything. What's going on? Or am I having a delay? Shoot me the thumbs up them now before we leave tonight. Alright, my dear Kingston. Yes, yes. Alright, thank you so much, CM. Vanessa put her thumbs up. She's from Jamaica. Thank you, Vanessa, for being here tonight. And guys, if you want to see me post any content that you really want information on, just shoot me a message on my Instagram, Shan_inspire, or just simply mention it here in the chat, so I can bring that information to you. Guys, remember, I am here to serve you. We have a community here of fruitful discussion, and I want to make sure that everybody is gaining when they come on Naturally Candid. Alright, Kingston. Hi, Caron from Kingston. So we have some Kingstonians who not have no St. Catherine people. Yes, post bikini all me. Bikini at CM, you not easy. You not easy CM, but bikini all. Oh, me? Well, any other suggestions? Thank you so much, guys. You laugh, CM. I'm not laughing with you. CM, not easy tonight. So anybody else learn anything? I think I see 1, 2, 3. 3 thumbs up. Yes, and 3 places that you all are from. I see a lot of Kingstonians are in here. Earlier I saw a few St. Andrew people. Caron says soon to be St. Catherine. Laugh out loud. Yes, because Caron going to get him out in St. Catherine. That's right. Yeah, so we have Caron who is going to join the St. Catherine clan. Alright. I'm not see anybody else. I don't see anybody else. Alright, so I'm going to assume that is it for tonight. I am just grateful to have you guys as part of the family. I enjoyed tonight. I hope you did enjoy tonight too. I love you all. If you're new to my channel, thank you so much for staying the course with us tonight. Thank you for joining. If you don't know already, my name is Shannon, and if you haven't subscribed to my channel as yet, don't forget, well, not my channel, but our channel as yet. Don't forget to go and hit subscribe on Naturally Candid with Shan, and like this video, share with your friends and help them to get some of this information that you got tonight. Thank you so much again for coming. I see something else before I go. CM say, carry enough mosquito spray, Caron. You hear that, Caron? If you're going to poke more, especially, bring mosquito spray for the national birds over there. Alright, so thank you guys for joining tonight. I am going to stop here, and we're going to pick up back. Please guys, during the week I post twice. I post on Wednesdays and Fridays. Check out those videos as well, because I usually am sharing something full of content, so you don't want to miss those as well. And you know, I have my lives on Sunday, so just stay tuned for my postings. I'm going to start doing my lives at 8 p.m. because I believe that that's time enough to give us to recuperate and rest for work on Monday, especially for those who have a 9 to 5. So I'm going to start doing the lives at 8 p.m. and I'm going to be doing my video postings at 7 p.m. on Wednesdays and Fridays. So during the week you can check out those postings and come right here, so back, come join us on the lives. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. I thank all of you for sharing your amazing gems, and I'm so happy that you were able to take something from this live. So go on now, go share your knowledge, go apply the knowledge, and then DM me back on Shan_inspire and tell me how the process has been going for you. Let us support each other while we all try to get our own homes. Thank you so much for being here tonight again. Mwah, 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 mwah. Make sure you don't leave without hitting the like, subscribe, and the notification bell. Love you know, and see you next time. Bye.